Good morning, Morning Musings by Melinda. Hey, I'm sorry about missing you yesterday. For some reason, this last few days, I've been having a little bit of a tummy issue in the morning. I don't know, I'd say I was pregnant, except that would be kind of impossible at my age, plus I don't have an oven. So, I don't know. I'm sorry about yesterday. I thought I'd throw that in since we're talking about sex and spirituality this week. But before I go into that subject, I want to remind you that on December 13th, I think that the way that we put it together wasn't clear. That because I am doing social distancing, instead of doing a Christmas spiritual afternoon together, I'm doing it in two. I'm doing the 6th and the 13th. So we still have, the 6th is sold out, but it's kind of sandwiched together the way it looks. So I just wanted to tell you there are a few tickets left on the 13th so that you can connect with your loved ones. The other thing I want to tell you is that karmic profile and behavior patterns on November 5th has a very small window. We're almost sold out on that one. I want to brag to you about Amanda Chavez, who happens to be my daughter, but she's going to be teaching this class with me, and she's been working in the mental health industry for years, not only at a mental health hospital, but at agencies, and really is an expert on things like drug addiction and alcoholism and, different types of mental health disorders and what they mean and the difference between them and how patterns work in family at a psychology level. So if you want to get the spiritual level and the psychology level and see mother and daughter work together, please get on the website for karmic profiles and behavior patterns. That's on the internet, so you don't have to be in town for that one. You do have to be in town to connect with the spiritual connections with your loved ones on December 13th. The one on November 5th is from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Arizona time. So, why are we talking about sex and spirituality? Well, I said on Monday it's all about pleasure in a vacuum, and it's about honoring and loving oneself and getting to know yourself as a human being, what the gifts are that were given to us from God, and allowing your soul to process the joy that is available to you in your body. But sometimes we use that kind of energy in an inappropriate way. So what's the difference between having a hookup sex and having real love sex? Because it's only real love sex that is creating a spiritual bond or connection with source and self and the other human beings. And unfortunately, as human beings, our egos get in the way, and we do things that may not always be spiritual, even though they're given to us as such. So let's talk about the difference between hookup sex and marital sex and making love and spiritual sex and understanding spirituality and sex. So even if you've had hookup sex and you've gotten very excited about hooking up with someone, afterwards, if you felt that empty feeling and that feeling of not being connected, it's because you did something without your soul being involved. It was just a function of the body. And sometimes in marital sex, there's also that kind of sex involved where it's just functionable with the body instead of really making eye contact, connection, intimacy, and having that kind of soul energy that's involved in making love with the partner of your choice. So what is the difference? How do you tell the difference? Well, the motivation is one of the key differences. Are you motivated to just have your body receive something, or do you want to put the holistic aspects of who you are into it? And that's the essence of spirituality, is body, mind, and spirit. We forget that body, mind, and spirit are all in a connective energy. It's the chain of being a human that connects us to our higher power or to work with our higher power. Remember that in religious pictures, Jesus and Mary and some of the saints and angels are shown with a halo. What that means is that they are in their divine essence. They're in their higher power. And we have 7 energy wheels in our body called chakras. And that's a Sanskrit word. But we feel those energy wheels in our body regardless of whether we practice religion or spirituality or a combination of the two, which is what I practice, is my religion and spirituality together, because as you know, I am not a new ager, even though I teach this and work with the other side. So when your chakras are open, you can actually feel things in your gut. You get a gut reaction. Everyone has intuition, where their inner voice tells them not to do something and their ego may have them do it anyway, and they realize they should have listened to their inner voice. So we all actually have an awareness of our chakras. We just may not label it that way. When you are having a connection sexually that's a spiritual connection, where your soul is involved, where it's body, mind, and spirit, your chakras are open and you feel that essence of connection. And that's the essence of connection you're actually supposed to feel with yourself when you're meditating and doing that kind of energy. So the motivation is different when you're doing it in a way in which your soul is involved. The communication is different. The vulnerability is different. You know, you've heard people talk about the power of vulnerability many times, I'm sure, if you study spirituality. But it is so true that in vulnerability, there is growth and openness, and it's an asset. And so many people try to close down their vulnerability and stuff it and put it in a place where it's not useful. Instead, it creates defensive language or even just defensive sexual communication. Because again, this all kind of ties in together for how you behave as a human being. And so when you're vulnerable, you allow the essence of your soul to be involved in the physical act and the connection with the person that you're in love with or married to. And your presence is different. And your presence is in a place of not only allowing yourself to receive, which a lot of people don't, but allowing yourself to give. So making love can be a truly wonderful and unique experience that allows your spirit to be involved. So why is love sex so powerful? First of all, the effect of sex on the brain and the body, you know, it releases those neurochemicals into the body that makes us feel calm and happy and procure a sense of intimacy. There have been times in life when you really may feel so stressed and so out of it, and you don't feel like getting into the mood. But honestly, if you work at it a little bit, it will actually help you to create more calmness, more intimacy, a better ability for you and your partner to get through tough times together, a source of connecting soul to soul. Everybody talks about looking for their soulmate, right? But they never really, you want to participate in creating that energy of a soulmate energy with their partner. And too many people get hung up on criticizing what their partner isn't doing, and so they're unable to create that kind of intimacy. It's a boost for a healthy relationship, and it increases your bonding. And people with great sex lives are happier. So that's sex and spirituality. I know that it's an interesting topic that we could talk about for a long time. But remember that everything on this planet is about what energy you're putting out there. And if you want to have a happy life and connect to the essence of your body, mind, and spirit with health and wellness, actually, this is a part of it. So I hope you have a great day, and jump on the website for those of you who are here in town. It will be at the Empowered Living Center on December 13th, where we will be making connections to your loved ones on the other side. And for everybody else, please jump up and join that karmic profile class. It should be a good one because we'll get it from both the spiritual aspect and the psychological one. Have a great day.